Egypt is hiding a disturbing secret from the world, and today, it's going to be revealed. Behind Egypt's Great Pyramids, there lies a hidden realm of inexplicable mysteries that almost no one knows about. Get ready, because today, you're going to be seriously shocked. So join us, and let's dive in. Number 13. The sinister disappearance of Queen Nefertiti. Beauty, power, and mystery. Nefertiti had it all. As the great royal wife of Akhenaten, she wasn't just a decorative queen. Nefertiti was a force of nature, defying gods and traditions alongside her husband. Her image was everywhere, carved into temples, painted on walls. Around the 12th year of Akhenaten's reign, Nefertiti simply vanished. She disappeared like smoke in the desert air. No tomb, no records, nothing. What could have happened to one of the most powerful and famous women of the ancient world? But what if Nefertiti didn't disappear but transformed? Some scholars suggest she may have taken on a new identity, ruling as the mysterious pharaoh Smenkhare, pulling the strings from the shadows. The mystery deepens when we consider the fate of her daughters, 3 of them. Archaeologists have discovered several unidentified mummies that might be Nefertiti. DNA tests are ongoing, but the possibility that her remains could finally be identified adds an extra layer of suspense to this ancient enigma. Number 12. The Bent Pyramid of Dahshur. Pyramids are supposed to be, well, pyramidal, right? Straight sides, sharp point, the full package. But then we have the Bent Pyramid of Dahshur. Seriously, this pyramid starts with a steep angle of 54 degrees, seemingly reaching for the sky. But then, about halfway up, it abruptly shifts to a more relaxed slope of 43 degrees. Now you might think this was some ancient architectural blunder, but it wasn't. It was intentional. Why? That's the million drachma question that has been driving archaeologists crazy for centuries. Some theories suggest it was a structural issue. Maybe the builders realized the steep angle was too risky and had to change course midway. Others think it was a symbolic choice. Maybe it represented the sun's journey across the sky, or perhaps the pharaoh's ascent to the afterlife. Number 11. The Alien Pharaoh and the Cursed Tomb. In 1907, even before the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, archaeologists stumbled upon something even more unsettling. Tomb 55. Unlike the lavish burial chambers of other pharaohs, this was a dark, stripped-down place. At the center lay a solitary sarcophagus, surrounded by 4 inward-facing magical blocks, as if trying to contain something evil. And what was inside was even worse. The mummy was a horror show. The face had been brutally disfigured, leaving only one eerie eye staring into the void. The name on the coffin? Scratched off, as if they wanted to erase this being from existence. On the walls, frantic inscriptions by high priests practically screamed, "The evil one will not live again." What kind of creature could inspire such fear, such hatred? Many believe this mysterious mummy is Akhenaten himself. But not just any Akhenaten. An alien Akhenaten. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 9. Tutankhamun's extraterrestrial dagger. Imagine this. A young pharaoh buried with a weapon forged from the stars. Sounds like science fiction, but it's true. When archaeologists opened Tutankhamun's sarcophagus, they found something that defied all logic. A dagger made of pure iron. Impossible, you might think. And rightly so. Ancient Egypt didn't have the technology to forge iron, so where did this mysterious weapon come from? The answer is even more shocking than the question. Recent scientific analyses revealed that the metal in the dagger is extraterrestrial in origin. That's right, the weapon was forged from meteorite iron, fallen from the very sky. But the mystery only deepens. The blade, even after millennia, remains perfectly preserved, with not a trace of rust. How is that possible? Did the ancient Egyptians possess preservation techniques we've lost? Or is there something else, something supernatural, protecting this alien relic? And why was such a precious weapon buried with such a young pharaoh? Tutankhamun was only 19 years old when he died. Could the dagger have been a protective amulet, or maybe a key to some cosmic secret that the young king took to the grave? Number 8. The Lost Golden City. The year was 1922. Archaeologist Howard Carter was making headlines with King Tut's tomb. But while the world was captivated by the young pharaoh's treasures, another incredible discovery was waiting just below the surface. Lost for more than 3,000 years. The Lost Golden City of Luxor. Don't get too excited about the golden part. Its streets weren't paved with gold bricks. The name actually refers to the incredible preservation of the city and the wealth of artifacts found there. And we're not talking about a small village. This was a massive metropolis built during the glorious reign of Amenhotep III, one of Egypt's most powerful pharaohs. Archaeologists unearthed mud brick houses, streets, and even a zigzag wall, all remarkably well preserved. And the finds? Jaw-dropping. Ancient bakeries with ovens still ready to bake, a workshop full of tools and unfinished crafts. They even found rings, scarabs, colorful pottery, and wine jars. Number 7. The Giza power plant hypothesis. We all know the Great Pyramid of Giza as a colossal tomb, right? Well, Christopher Dunn, an engineer and author, has a completely different idea. He believes it wasn't just a tomb, but a gigantic power plant. Sounds crazy, right? But this theory, known as the Giza power plant hypothesis, suggests that the ancient Egyptians, or perhaps an even older civilization, harnessed an unknown energy source using the pyramid. They argue that all these elements were part of a sophisticated system designed to generate and transmit energy. Some even claim that the pyramid might have used the Earth's natural vibrations or focused cosmic rays to create electricity. Imagine an ancient structure, 4,500 years old, capturing energy from the cosmos itself. Gives you chills, doesn't it? Supporters of this theory point to strange carvings, like the famous Dendera light, as proof of ancient electrical technology. Could hieroglyphs be hiding the secrets of a lost science? Of course, most archaeologists don't buy this idea. They say there's no real evidence for it, and that the pyramid's features can be explained in other ways. But that hasn't stopped the Giza power plant hypothesis from capturing the imaginations of millions. Number 6. The Pit of Giant Hands. Archaeologists made a chilling discovery in the ancient Egyptian city of Avaris. Digging beneath the palace of the Hyksos rulers, they uncovered 4 pits. Not treasure pits, but pits containing the bones of 16 human hands. 2 of the pits, right next to the throne room, held just 1 hand each, as if they were some sort of twisted offering. The other 14 hands were dumped into 2 pits farther from the palace. And here's where it gets even creepier. They were all right hands. Not a single left hand among them. Additionally, archaeologists noted that many of these hands were unusually large. Some were even massive. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Why were these hands cut off? Who did they belong to? And why were they buried in such a peculiar way? One theory is that they were war trophies, sinister reminders of the Hyksos military power. Ancient texts mention soldiers being rewarded with gold for bringing back the severed right hands of their enemies. But there's also a darker, more ritualistic side to all this. Some believe the severed hands were part of a sacrifice, a way to appease the gods or perhaps even guarantee victory in battle. Number 5. The Secret Chambers of the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the oldest and largest of the 3 pyramids in the Giza necropolis, is an ancient engineering marvel. But what if there's more to this iconic structure than just a tomb? What if it holds secrets we've only just begun to uncover? In 2017, a team of scientists used cutting-edge muon detectors, think of them as X-rays for pyramids, to scan the Great Pyramid. What they found sent the archaeological world into a frenzy. They detected a huge void, at least 30 meters long, located right above the Grand Gallery. But no one has figured out what's inside yet. Could it be another burial chamber for Pharaoh Khufu? A secret treasure hideaway? Or something even more bizarre? And that's not all. Another smaller void was detected near the pyramid's north face. It seems the pyramid is keeping its secrets closely guarded. The problem is, getting into these chambers is no easy task. It would involve drilling through solid rock, with the risk of damaging the pyramid. So for now, these hidden spaces remain out of reach, fueling ever-wilder speculations. What do you think is hidden there? Number 4. The Unfinished Obelisk of Aswan. This is a colossal stone needle lying on its side, half emerged from the very rock it was being sculpted from. Called the Unfinished Obelisk of Aswan, it was Queen Hatshepsut's pet project, a monumental tribute to the gods, intended to symbolize her reign during the 18th dynasty. If it had been completed, it would have dwarfed all others, a giant standing 137 feet tall and weighing nearly 1,200 tons. It was supposed to be a masterpiece piercing the sky. But fate had other plans. During excavation, a massive crack appeared, a fatal flaw in the granite. Suddenly, the obelisk became useless. Can you imagine the workers' despair? Years of hard work, all the sweat and blood poured into it, all for nothing. Number 3. The Rosetta Stone. Ever tried reading hieroglyphs? For centuries, ancient Egypt's writing was a locked door, a mystery no one could unlock. That is, until a fateful day in 1799, when a French soldier during Napoleon's campaign in Egypt stumbled upon a slab of black basalt. The decree itself wasn't particularly exciting. It was basically a PR move by a council of priests praising the young pharaoh Ptolemy V in 196 BC. But its implications were huge. Scholars finally had a way to compare the scripts and figure out what all those squiggles and bird heads actually meant. Enter Jean-François Champollion, the linguistic genius who cracked the code. He realized that hieroglyphs weren't just pictures, but a complex system of phonetic sounds, ideograms, and determinatives. Number 2. The Osirion of Abydos. Descend into a dark chamber filled with water, surrounded by massive granite pillars that seem to defy gravity. It sounds like something straight out of an Indiana Jones movie, but this is real. This is the Osirion of Abydos, one of Egypt's most mysterious places. Hidden behind the Temple of Seti I, this underground complex is a mind-bending mix of massive masonry and intricate carvings. The main hall has a raised platform in the center, surrounded by a moat and flanked by those crazy granite pillars. Each one weighs a staggering 60 tons. How on earth did the ancient Egyptians move and assemble these things without modern cranes? Even the origins of the Osirion are somewhat murky. Some think it was built by Seti around 1279 BC, but others say it could be much older. Its style is totally different from the temple beside it, adding to the mystery. But the bigger question is, what was it for? Some think it was a symbolic tomb for the god Osiris, the big boss of the underworld. The water may represent the primordial waters of creation, and the massive pillars give off a vibe of eternity and the god's power. Others say it was a place for secret rituals, where priests would go through some kind of initiation to connect with the divine. The dark, enclosed space filled with water would have been pretty intense, perfect for a spiritual experience. Number 1. The Tunnel of Taposiris Magna. Deep within the ruins of the Temple of Taposiris Magna lies a tunnel that twists and turns like a serpent through the earth. It stretches over 4,300 feet long and is so well built that even modern engineers are impressed. Discovered in 2022, this tunnel sits 43 feet below the surface, partially submerged in water. Experts have dubbed it a geometric miracle. It's that precise. But what was its purpose? Some believe the tunnel served a practical function, channeling water to the temple complex and surrounding areas. Others think it was something more symbolic, a pathway connecting the world of the living to the realm of the dead. Could this be the secret passage leading to the long-sought tomb of Cleopatra VII, the legendary Egyptian queen? You see, Taposiris Magna was dedicated to Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and his wife Isis. In her final days, Cleopatra was closely associated with Isis. So perhaps this tunnel was part of a grand plan to hide her tomb, protecting her in the afterlife, just like the goddess she identified with. And it gets even more intriguing. Archaeologists have found some fascinating items inside the tunnel, including 2 alabaster statues and pieces of broken pottery. See that video now appearing on your screen? I handpicked it just for you, so go ahead and click now to watch. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can keep receiving more and more of the greatest curiosities from around the world. Well, that's it, and see you next time, Curious One.